Keep going, you're fine.
Oh, keep going.
Thank you. Yeah, go.
Due to them living below the poverty line. The sheer amount of veterans who could become homeless and veterans who currently struggle with homelessness exemplifies why this problem poses such a huge issue. To begin with, I will address my research question to which I explored. How can the United States government better compensate for both on and off duty veterans with PTSD currently facing homelessness in America? My argument is that military homelessness is a grave issue that requires urgent governmental action. To solve this issue, legal services must expand, healthcare must be tailored to homeless needs, and enacting policies to combat discrimination must happen. Trauma occurs all too often in the military, and its repercussions can follow the vets for their entire lives. The question that must be asked to preface is, what is PTSD? PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. Liana Zinet states, in humans, the cost of reduced quality of life resulting from hypervigilance and avoidance of trauma-related cues can be numerous and diverse, so everyone has a unique relationship with PTSD. MST is a term used to mean military sexual trauma. 40% of female homeless veterans have faced MST, making them twice more likely to be prone to experience homelessness. Ted Thomas, an author, provides insight on the discriminatory culture of the military based on obeying superiors. Trauma may cause veterans to withdraw from the branch and leaves the veteran with barely any resources to provide and care for themselves. SHARP is a MST and violence reporting system, which should be a good thing, yet many veterans believe that this is not trustworthy and provides no real help. This chart represents not only that MST rates are high, but also the amount of cases that aren't being reported through SHARP. And it was created by the BBC. Health services are also a main factor that plays into veteran homelessness. Specifically, care is not individualized and really fails to cater to women. As someone who faces homelessness, many risks such as becoming ill are amplified. Healthcare for veterans facing homelessness is also not accessible. Compared to non-veterans, those who are homeless are 16.3% more likely to die. This map depicts where VA hospitals and clinics are. The larger circles represent hospitals and the smaller circles represent clinics. As you can see on the west side, there aren't as many hospitals or clinics, and they're more spread out, making it difficult for homeless veterans to reach a place where they can receive care. And if they have a severe injury, traveling will be hard for them to get to that location. For clinics as well, it often also requires appointments. So if a veteran can't make that appointment and they're homeless, then that's gonna harm them in how quickly they'll be receiving service. Veterans feel that one of the most unmet needs they have is regarding legal issues. 87% of veterans have child support orders compared to 79% of non-veterans. Child support debt owed by veterans is 27% higher than debt owed by non-vets. 48% of veterans also experience housing troubles. David Garrett is an example of a veteran who cannot afford a lawyer and has lost his home. Hood Bash is an effective program which helps veterans find housing, but it excludes certain military veterans due to eligibility by the VAMC. This pie chart demonstrates the US national debt, where about 1/4 of it is child support debt. About 9% of the 25% of the whole is owed by veterans, and that's disproportionately affecting them. Solutions may include implementing strict policy and inclusivity through strengthening SHARP and giving consequences to abusers. More legal options should be provided and publicized, like the Hood Bash program. Care must also be individualized through adjusting to specific needs of veterans by providing information and care locations. While the limitations of cost exist and homelessness may never be completely resolved, there are ways that we can reduce it and try to improve the lives of America's veterans. Thank you.
All right, 2 questions for you. First up, how valid and reliable were the sources that you used, and then how do you know they were?
I think that the sources that I use are pretty valid because most of them were from academic journals and they were peer reviewed. but also some of them came from actual veterans who are facing homelessness, so that made me like understand that they were reliable.
Sure. And what additional questions popped up as you were working your way through your research?
One question that I was like asking myself is what you mean? I was asking myself about like how there's not really much options for veterans currently, because I just think that since they do serve our country so much, it's interesting for me to see how like why isn't there more resources available to them.